where this guy's just chilling at 20% HP, hitting Ancients. Oh, and he took a really nice, 4-stack of Ancients into another double stack, all thanks to having a regen rune in his bottle, which was pretty crafty use of that, because he farmed it really early before he actually the Vanguard. So that was a nice play. But I think they needed to just look towards Hokori's win condition and try and consider that a bit more rather than just sit back and buy Midas.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
I agree. I guess they maybe they didn't play a lot against Broodmother. It feels like that here just farms a lot of items and eventually joins the fight. So they're like, yeah, let's just farm our stuff. But just trying to farm against Hokori did not work at all.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
I'm looking back at some of the earlier matches here from SG, specifically the Thunder Predator and the Infamous series. And it almost, maybe I'm being a little too hard on Costa Bile, but as a team, it kind of feels like they're completely boom or bust from a carry position, where when they win, it's like, okay, we had this vision, it worked, and then he goes flawless because they enable him to have a really free game on Troll. But then the games where it doesn't work, it's like, damn, it was really, really hard. They didn't set you up to win at all, did they? We need a little more of the middle ground. They need to find a way to get out of these sticky situations and turn them into more stable games. We can't be so volatile with our performance. Maybe that's what I was getting at.
And I think T-Bun already pointed this out at the beginning of the season. He said that Tavo is a player that likes to play with farm. We talked about the Boots of Travels on Snapfire. There were a lot of games where it really feel like he wants to enable himself, and sometimes that might steal a little bit of the thunder from Costa Bill just because of the way he likes to play. Because, as you said, they need to set him up, right? That's pretty much what the carry expects to happen. So if you have your offlaner going Midas, sometimes it's kind of hard to be greedy, but you're this hero playing against a bad matchup. You don't want to just try and fight with no items. It's really rough. Not blaming Tavo, though. Just saying
it's like they have a good game. They make all this space for Costa Bile, and they go, "Wow, look how great this was. We can afford to be a little more greedy." And then the next game, they buy a Midas in the off lane, and all of a sudden, Costa Bile is like, "What am I making space for myself here, guys? What's going on?" And it's like this overcorrection both ways.
Wow.
And we saw a lot of fights where Costa Bill is trying to get the tier 2. He's trying to help his team, and he has to BKB TP back to base. I think he did that twice in that game. And usually you don't see carries having to do that, and I think a lot of that comes back to the Enigma pick.
Well, Trent, thank you for joining us for the South American Dota Pro
Yes,
podcast.
Thank you. Hi, guys. I'm here.
Why do you like the double bird here? Fire
it's been 3 months, ladies and gentlemen, since we've seen it. Last time we didn't like it. The hero, she was bad, but it's back. It's Gardic. Once more on the Winter Wyvern. The man who first brought us
this guy.
This winged wonder, who we could not quite fathom at the time.
This is like a platinum Winter Wyvern player.
Picked it when I believe PPD, as I was co-casting with around that same time, said, "I don't know why anyone would ever pick this hero." I believe were his exact words.
That's harsh.
Right now, this hero is standing pretty tall with a 55% win rate in high marp up. So
yes, much better now.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And she's had a bumpy road, but still pretty versatile. The healing is now more effective, right? Good creep clear, game-changing ulti. Certainly one with options. I think one of the issues, though, does she translate to pro games? In pubs, she's so good at capitalizing on that chaos. And to be fair, we saw some crazy chaotic games today. So maybe Wyvern is just the hero we need to settle things down a little bit. But she tends to be a little more predictable in pro games, or it's like professional players know the power of this hero, so they play very cautiously. If we can't see the Wyvern, we are staying spread out. We've seen full games where there's just not a great winner's curse opportunity. It's not even the fault of the Wyvern.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, she needs an item or two to really get those big curses off. So the 5 Wyvern can sometimes feel a little counterintuitive, I guess, at moments.
Yeah, it can be a bit rough sometimes. That's true.
You want a Blink or an Aether or something.
Yeah, it's definitely it feels like the hero should be a 5, but then you really also feel the lack of items in how the hero should function. You feel like you need a Blink or an Aether lens. That's super expensive.
Sweet Orchid.
Oh, yeah, or that.
That build's nice.
Phoenix, though, I feel like that hero works pretty. I mean, it's not the greatest 5, but I think overall it works nice and it synergizes with this Mars. So I like SG's opener much more. They banned the Brood, which, in my opinion, is super annoying to deal with. What I'm scared of is they actually left the Bristleback open. Okay.
Might not be an issue now, I guess.
Yeah, this is a good choice. Big damage dealer.
Feels like with all the snap picks first phase, we just kind of lost Phoenix. And
True.
now people are like, oh yeah, Phoenix is really good too, guys. Maybe we should try this hero out, you know?
There is also a Timber Saw, though. So if SG go Bristle, Timber looks super tempting.
Would they play Bristle 40R? Would they play Tavo Bristle?
I think they just might want to Oracle.
This is Brazil servers now.
Yes.
First game on Peru, second game on Brazil. Something to keep in mind. Leshrac.
The Oracle is pretty cool, actually. Having the Zarmburst throw, pretty standard counter. I guess now that there's Ags, you do have a way to itemize against it.
Just take Pugna.
He plays more of the Witch Doctor Ogre styles, though, usually, right, for KJ? I feel like that's more his bread and butter compared to like the Oracle. I don't know why, but it's not a hero that I think we've seen him play, actually, which is kind of unusual.
We actually saw him play Pudge over Oracle. Not sure if you guys remember that game, but it was really fun. I think it was their first series, maybe, against No Ping.
Yeah, it was versus No Ping. Yeah, that was
Carry TA. That was a good game.
Unnecessary saves in that case.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're thinking like Dusa or something. And they might like Ogre into Dusa.
Oracle, Witch Doctor, Lesh.
Radiant team
And they'll go the other way. It's Enchantress.
KJ Ench. He's played that a lot too. But
Strong laner.
There's nothing that makes it feel good, so I didn't think they'd do it, to be honest.
I think it's just a comfort pick, and it is a really good, level 1. I'm dominating.
Yeah, I think the hero, it's a 5 that can actually split lanes because of the enchant. It's just like it's pretty much Undying, but for dispatch, because Undying is kind of dead.
It's also good at attacking stacks, I think, too, and just like trying to scout them out.
Yep, true.
Leading into your next pick, Razor. When's that hero going to be good?
And Razor is like one of those heroes that when he's good, he's so OP, it's annoying. Because anyone can pick and just press W.
The Lycan.
Yes. It's an even dumber Lycan, because you can actually micro. Like, you need to do something as Lycan.
Oh, well, now they can't Medusa or Wraith King. I mean, they could, I guess, but obviously none of them feel very good.
I mean, that feels really strong, and it's an analog invoker too. Would they Kunkka here? Guess that's the natural response, but then you're giving Mars to Tavo.
Is there anybody better than Kunkka for the invoker matchup? I'm not seeing it if there is.
I mean, I guess you can mid Skyref Mage.
You can get really up there.
Like when Invoker was really, really OP, like 2 years ago when I used to play mid. Oh, they go for the Slarky. I like this.
Jostabile wants to win some Dota. You called. Yeah. He's answering, Zyori.
There it is. This is definitely a win some Dota kind of hero. And with Ench, you've got an okay lane set up.
10 seconds.
We've been calling for some Slark, and he hasn't been snagged too much, so I don't really know what to think.
5 seconds.
As someone who has played with people much better than him quite a bit, I know that this is one of the heroes the ones pick when they think they need to carry the game because their team's trash. It's like, all right, I got to do some shit on my own. I'm going Slark, AM,
right,
Alp, or Invoker.
I'm going first item Midas on Slark. Where?
Please try to feed as little as possible. Please leave my lane so I can get 6. I don't know. Just go run at some other lane.
10 seconds.
These are the classic pro player words.
Can you please put stealing experience?
5 seconds.
Pretty much. I mean, I think that's accurate.
That is actually such the experience applying with like ultra high MMR people.
Yep. All right, so I like the Puckman here. Very good versus Invoker. The Silence versus Wyvern's nice.
Enigma again, gonna get banned out.
10
I don't know if
seconds
it's something
remaining.
Vitaly really wants, but
It's good versus Slark.
5 seconds remaining.
It's just like just deny it. Slark just wants
ban the
level 6.
Bloodseeker, dude. Ban the Bloodseeker.
Oh yeah. They're liking offlaner. I like that.
It can play 3. It's probably not that high on Vitaly's list, but it's so devastating against Slark.
Yeah, it's weird. Like the matchup itself, I think Slark wins, but then just because of the thirst, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's annoying as hell.
Yeah, it was just good for a lot of reasons. This game actually, a secondary buff too, along with the alacrity.
Oh yeah.
Would have been very interesting.
So now for Hokori, I guess they get to respond, but like Tidehunter stands out into Slark. Maybe he doesn't feel amazing. Do we look for another Spirit here? Is this like a Storm Ember kind of game?
Probably not Ember versus the Invoker.
I feel like they're just gonna give Mars to 4DR again. It's not like Mars versus Invoker is that bad. And
Yeah,
they're
'cause
gonna
you have the
try and pick
shield.
this game-winning offlaner. I'm not
10
sure he
seconds
exists
remaining.
though. Lash is good.
Lash or Tide,
5
maybe?
seconds remaining.
I guess Tide's good for both sides.
Yeah, Ravage looks good. Lots of team fight. Yeah, I think you want a strength hero. Just a bulky boy Phoenix can heal.
Whoa.
There he is. He arrives just in
fished your
time
wish.
when he was needed.
The
When
troll.
they needed him the most,
hard
he answered the
counter.
call.
Oh man, this hero has
Hey.
been a little cursed though. I love the concept, but
Oh no, that pick's way too fast. Oh no.
the Lesh was really good. We were kind of throwing it out there like, guys, Lesh is still in. Lesh is still in. And that will be a Vitaly Lesh. We've seen this hero pop off on the off lane many a time. Great against Slark. You got all that AoE damage to kill him through his ulti. I think I'm going to go 2-0. There's something about this Razor. I know it's good, and I know it's supposed to counter the troll, but the hero has fallen flat so many times. He's my Luna, okay, Trent?
This
I'm
is
not going to
Razor
get
mid,
got
though.
again. I know.
Just,
I know.
saying.
I can read also, but fool me once, Bowie. All right. This smart guy over here is not getting fooled again. 2-0 Hokori. Let's go.
You always have such a convincing argument, Zari. Is it just that Razor sucks? Is that all you got here?
Sometimes it's a gut feeling, but it's mostly just the historical. It's the opposite of Darkseer. We're skeptical, then we see him and go, oh, wow. Razor's the opposite. We see him, we get excited and go,
You have
why
a
did we
con,
think that was good?
Owen Wilson.
Yeah. That was my best Wilson.
Yeah, that was good.
I gotta say this Razor versus Invoker lane doesn't look that hot for SG, but just by looking at the draft and the fact that Tavo's not gonna go Midas on Mars, I already feel like this is a much easier game to execute. You have solid picks, have a lot of heal coming from the Phoenix.
Yep.
This is gonna be a closer game, no doubt about it. I'm not sure this is gonna be a 2-0. I know Theban is dying because he hates Lark, but I'm going with a 40-minute very contested game.
2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0.
Yeah. You've seen the
So
light
Brazil
trend?
servers, guys. That did you learn
let's see the
anything
light.
today? Did we saw crewmates getting destroyed game 1, then they played 2 Brazilian games and they stomped game
Bowie.
2 and 3. All right?
Analog is in Brazil. Their Invoker
He is.
player
He is the
has
only
the ping
player
advantage.
in Brazil. By the
I
way.
know, and everyone else said Vitaly.
That's a fifth of their power.
Yeah, but it's Invoker.
Actually,
He's
it's
more than
higher
a
because
fifth.
he's mid. It's more like
come on. He's like
1.5 players. You can basically knock off a
Yeah.
support. He's like 2/5 of their power.
exactly.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
All
more
right.
important.
Well, on to the commentary duo. Theban, Gary, game number 2, series number 3, Razor, Slark. I know you guys see the light. It's going to be a 2-0. It's going to be a 2-0.
Give me a second. Just want to put my channel points in on Lumiere's troll quickly, because when we've seen that previously, it has really just slaughtered people completely. Now, that Razor pick out from SG, going into the mid lane against Invoker as well, Theban, does that alleviate some of the issues that SG have damage-wise?
Oh, they still don't got the burst damage, Gary. You know what happens
Yeah.
to Magnus that don't have burst damage?
They fall flat.
They don't do too hot. Yeah, it's like this is how I envision it, right? You got the arena, you got the egg combo, cool. You're dealing with a troll warlord with an invoker, so you need to have this Slark be very high net worth and constantly killing heroes. And then the mid game BKBs, they're not going to be able to burst anyone. Eventually, they're going to run out, and Invoker is going to do Invoker things. And I think that's the biggest worry for SG right now. Their laning needs to be spot on, and that's what they kind of drafted for with this Enchantress and the Slark. And then you also have the Razor middle. Like, it should be favorable for the Razor regardless, because a very powerful mid hero. And then you also got the Mars Phoenix. You know, that's probably the lane that's going to do the worst for SG. Laning into a Troll Wyvern. I think Hokori have a well-rounded lineup where SG, you know, they're very dependent on coming out ahead during the laning stage.
Dominating that early portion of the game, yeah. Slark trying to steal a rune top. Tavo couldn't get one of them bottom. Lumiere and Analog grabbing a couple of bounties, and it looks like Troll is trying to sneak a third one. He denies it.
Sniped it.
Takes it away from the hands of SG.
They get 2. Yeah, Hokori get 2 and a deny on 1, and then SG only get 1.
Yeah, I think you're right though. That lack of damage, especially when you've got such hard resets from Hokori, the Winter's Curse, the tossbacks, Tornado, Deafening Blast, and then of course, you know, Lumiere's Troll very often gets off to a good start laning stage wise, and then farms like a madman towards his early items. I do love that Lesh pick against the Slark. I'm honestly just like leaning super hard towards Hokori, but laning stage is going to be the focus as we get ourselves here. You know, the Slark Enchantress top lane up against this Leshrac and Tiny. KJ's got a lot of work on his plate here to stop El Micho from blocking his pulls and tossing him around. And down bottom, we've got, what was it? Gardic against Theo. It is Articuno up against Moltres. The 2 flappy birds.
Oh, man, why you gotta say that? You always hit the nostalgia buttons, Gary. I hate you. You know, now I'm thinking about Pokemon instead of this match right here.
I was always upset there's no Zapdos in Dota 2, though. No, we don't have a lightning bird, do we?
Don't worry. Just give it some time. You know, we all know Ice Frog is a huge Pokemon fan, probably. So, it'll be fine. Just wait.
We'll get a remodel of Razor. We'll give Razor some wings. Yeah. Then we've got it.
So,
give him
let me give you some insight into this Leshrac versus Slark matchup, all right? Slark, I mean, apart from the lane stage, I think Vitaly, you know, is a range hero really good against Slark, so he can't just hit you with the Essence Shift. But Slark, when he pops the Shadow Dance, he's pretty much invincible apart from, you know, the AoE spells. Vitaly gonna get jumped. Big slows.
Popped his Fairy Fire.
One more hit. There we go.
Got the first blood. Bottom lane is also having a crack onto Theo. Phoenix. He does drop to Lumiere, but first blood ever so quickly in the hands of SG.
Yeah, the Enchantress. This is the Enchantress factor, right? She's really good, like, supporting a carry and getting some stuff done, and they got the kill on the Lesh, great. But the matchup throughout the game is very rough for Slark because Diabolic Edict and Pulse Nova does not care about Shadow Dance one bit.
Yeah.
Like, those spells will still do damage to you through the Shadow Dance. And Constability is not going to be able to stay in a fight for too long until he gets, like, Aghanim's or some way to burst the Leshrac.
Oh. They cancelled out the salve in the top lane. Yeah, so Constability now going to be reliant on tangos. And yeah, the point you make also applies to what? Invoker, Tiny. They've got Tornadoes, Deafening Blast, Avalanches. There's lots of stuff there that can spill into that Shadow Dance. So yeah, it's going to be quite a rough one for Constability to pick his targets and pick his fights.
Yeah, Wyvern Curse also something that's really rough for the Slark because he can just lock him in place. Dark Pack can't remove it, and then you just stun him right after that and try to burst him in that duration.
Well, so far so good laning stage. You know, triple Dire Cores up near the top of the CS board. Invoker up against Razor so far. Adriano's done an exceptional job there, tripling up overall CS against that Invoker. 22 against
but Lumiere
12.
though, he's definitely going to be the story here for Hokori. He's at 17-3 plus he's got the first blood goal. Oh, sorry, not the first blood. The kill onto the Phoenix.
The fake first blood.
Net worth, yeah, the fake first blood. And we've seen Lumiere have like a, I think he's the one who got the 9-minute Battle Fury, right?
Yeah,
on a Troll Warlord or a PA or something.
Exactly, it's not just once, right? Because you mentioned that, and I remember the PA game, then I thought, hang on, there was also a Troll game. You know, sometimes he rushes it with no boots. Yeah, I think he had like 9-minute Battle Fury on PA. He's had some good like 10, 11-minute Battle Furies on his Troll Warlord. It looks like he's going to be going for the Maelstrom build this game. So what does that indicate for the Troll?
Something a bit more active. Something that allows him to just fight earlier on into the game. And maybe against the Razor as well. If you get linked up, you get some procs from your Maelstrom. That could be damage that you're dealing. Yeah. That you wouldn't be dealing normally.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Stick.
We actually saw, I'm trying to remember now, my brain, I'm racking it. I think it was about 2 years ago, we did see, I think maybe Arteezy or something on his Troll Warlord, rush MKB, literal first item MKB against a Razor, just so he can actually do damage and get his damage output going. As bottom lane, Arctic Burn and the Whirling Axes, Theo dropping low, can't finish off the Phoenix, still has 6 stick charges. So I'll just reset the lane, keep that Troll Warlord farming.
Pretty gonna things are gonna start to calm down bottom, I think, as Tavo's low and Phoenix has to go back to the base. Top lane, some pressure onto Costa Bio. He doesn't have pounds. The Centaur's coming in though.
Misses the stomp and the split earth landing.
Yeah.
They don't have a toss or an avalanche.
Right clicks, one more.
One more punch from El Misho. It's actually Leshrac. A long-range projectile follows the Slark, and that is really such a pivotal kill for them.
Definitely. Check out mid lane. Look at ADR just pushing Analog off. And I'm very surprised he did not go for boots of speed on Analog. Like, why? You got 2 nulls instead of boots against a Razor? You have Wex. You got good movement speed. You could probably get away from him. And now he's just being punished for it. 11 last hits only. This is some real autopilot stuff from Analog. Like, he's not considering what to buy in the matchup. Just bought 2 nulls because he probably buys 2 nulls and earn almost every game on Invoker.
Yeah, looks like it.
That's bad.
Not adapting whatsoever.
Not in the right headspace, as Trent would call it.
Yeah, not a good sign. He's also got like a bonus. Oh, I guess the circlet's going to go into that urn. We'll see though, once he starts shifting out of that lane, what he can do with the Invoker rotations. Crosswex Invoker, super good. Getting into these lanes early on, stacking up some urn charges, finding those early kills.
It's got a haste. Is he gonna be able to go bottom, make a kill happen? Oh, just
steals the bounty rune. Who got the left-hand side one? El Misho did. So yeah, both of the bounties are there. 6 minutes, being grabbed up by the Radiant, and they've left Leshrac alone top. It feels like Enchantress and Slark feeling a little bit worse for wear, just going to try and pull and drag that wave back. While Tavo bottom, they've got the Axes and the Arctic Burn on him. Lumiere, he's dancing around. The Bulwark, a little bit annoying. Trying to hit back into him. He's got a Fairy Fire. No more stick charges. They couldn't finish him off.
Just moonwalked back to his tower. He's chill. Got some more tangles out too. He's just like chugging tangles bottom. So many being ferried out. You can move to network. You can see that the Troll's almost like 1,000 gold ahead of this Mars. Very rough lane for Tavo right now, as we expected.
Yeah, and a good 500 ahead of the Slark as well. So that acceleration is going to come much faster for Lumiere, especially when Slark doesn't necessarily go for farming items, right? Slark, we've seen the Sanjin Yashas, the Shadow Blaze, the Echo Sabers, things like that, stat items primarily. Never seen like a Battle Fury or a Maelstrom Slark in my life.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even know what Slark does these days. Like, it's so rare I see Slark being played in competitive Dota. Like, it's just not a stable carry. It needs to get too many items to have impact. It can't really fight early on. And there's a lot of potential for it to also lose lanes really badly. So hopefully Costa Villa, like, he will teach me something in this game with this Slark.
Like,
Cause
do you go hand to Midas? Is that what you want
he's got power
here?
treads. I don't think so. That would be a disaster.
No, you want much too slow. Well, Analog's going to hold out against Adriano, and they're also bringing Gardic with El Misho in here, avalanching the Razor. Gardic trying to contend with that static link damage, so he just cold embraces himself. He's going to get burnt a bit by the Sunray. KJ also swinging into the mid lane. And Razor, yeah, you can't really stick around and continue being involved with this. Maybe they can chase El Misho back. No losses for either side,
got
though.
one spell on Tiny.
You do get the Courier.
Just some movements happening from both teams.
It's got to favor Hokori, though, right? Like, Lesh in a 1v1 against Slark feels pretty good up top. Jungle time for Lumiere.
Right now.
And they do catch the Enchantress. A little Centaur stomp onto Analog will slow things down a touch, but that Tornado MP clipping onto KJ. They've got an Arena, though. Spearing up Gardic. Fiery Spirits from Theo back towards the Invoker. Now, they've got Reveal. The sentry's dropped. Jump on top with a dive. They don't have any further invis detection, though, I don't believe. Oh, they do. There's a Razor with a dust. They actually do have a dust, yeah. Fairy Fire for Analog, not even going to save him. That Spear gives Tavo a double kill.
And the worst part is the Slark somehow solo killed the Leshrac top.
What?
Yeah, we were watching the Leshrac dive into Slark and pressuring him on the tier 1, and all of a sudden, while the Invoker is dying to this Razor who TP'd in with the dust, the Slark got a solo kill on him. So suddenly, he's got a bunch of gold and XP. He's level 8.5.
Oh yeah, I thought Lesh was doing great up there.
He was. I think he maybe like hit the Slark under a tower, took a little too much damage, then Slark turned it around, chased him. He had the Shadow Dance.
Oh,
but now he's being pressured. He's got a pounce.
He has a pounce.
Should be okay.
Up to the high ground.
Speed.
Shadow Dance passive, letting him slip away. And it does feel though that the top tier 1 is pretty open here for Vitality with that 4th point in Edict just to clear through it. But equally, you know, Razor has shoved Lumiere out of his own jungle. So Troll Warlord not getting the complete free farm he would have liked. And yeah, that Slark getting all that gold is actually caught up just behind that Troll right now.
And Vitality going to take the top tower now with the Diabolic Edict. And that's before the catapults come in. So there is some potential for Lesh to just go mid right now and put some pressure onto the mid tower with their catapult.
Especially if they can kill off this Phoenix.
It's only level 4.
Got dive.
Level 5 Phoenix. Yeah, needs that tome to get the level 6.
Razor will come and defend the lane as well. Catapult not going to be defended. It doesn't look like they'll glyph it or anything either.
Yeah,
Leshrac is only now. He's only now making the move down, isn't he? Tiny also got spotted by the Star Observer Ward, which is why we're seeing SG play so tight to the right side of this tier 1 mid. And they know that these little moves are coming in. So a hidey hole for the Leshrac. Pops his Edict, forces the glyph on that mid tier 1. While a smoke from SG is looking to combat this push. Razor front lines.
The egg.
Tanked by the Tornado EMP. KJ also has a bit of his mana burnt, but yeah, they're looking for that egg arena play. Hokori very disciplined though. Don't stick around. They know danger is coming over. El Misho. Well, he did stay a little bit too long in that mid lane. Forces the arena
just
though.
Use the spells. It's completely worth it. You just get the kill on the hero, and then you can now go back to farming on your Mars. You just made a rotation. You defend the tower. You just gotta keep getting kills off every arena that's up. And Vitality, like Costabil, his farm has improved so much ever since he got that solo kill on the Leshrac. It's now level 10, and the Troll's not even 9 yet. So you can see that mistake from Vitality. It's starting to hurt quite a bit in terms of the potential of the Slark and what he can do to you.
Yeah, it's cost them dearly. I mean, they've got them this Echo Saber on Slark now. So he feels pretty tanky, kind of ready to fight, especially with Supernova still up and running, and they pounce down onto the low ground. El Misho gets the Tombo and the stun from Lesh. Costabil, he pounced down here, so Vitality chases him with the Pulse Nova and the damage from the Edict, but the Slark is still alive. So they turn on the Lesh with the help of that Supernova and burst through the Lesh.
Again. Yeah, Vitality just running past his egg. He's like, I don't care about this egg. I mean, he could have just walked away. They don't have stuns on the side of SG.
And El Misho forced to
wasted egg.
Turn around onto the Phoenix. Yeah, Theo was trying to burn the Tiny down, but you can't melt rock like that.
He's got a kill now on the Invoker. Some more earn charges. But yeah, I think Vitality, especially on this Leshrac, he's going to have to chill out a bit. These are way too aggressive moves, too ambitious in what he thinks his hero is capable of doing right now.
Well, still going to stick around in that mid lane. Oh, they missed the Tornado ever so barely on Tarvo. Still a tower take, and this is space for the Troll. He gets that top portion of the map, you know, as we always see, farming the kind of 2 or 3 camps, the top wave, and then if it's a bit dangerous, he can fall back into his triangle for a bit of a safer time. Slark made a bit of a home for himself down bottom. And he really has become incredibly difficult to kill.
Almost level 12 now.
It's almost as if you've got to Winter's Curse him and then go in with your follow-up combos, like the Tiny or the Invoker, just to find the catch on the Slark. Hey, just look at him, he's just farming right in front of them. Hey, hello, Wyvern, hello, Tiny. Come on,
he's got have a go. So much HP with that Echo Saber and the Power Charge right now.
Hey, not giving that one a shot. Tarvo pairing up with the Phoenix. Feels like it may just be smoke time again with Supernova coming off cooldown. SG want to make the most of these teamfight ultis as often as they can.
So does Hokori, though.
They saw this and they scammed it.
Up.
The Radiant Observer Ward saw the Razor get smoked mid.
ADR.
Oh, the smoke's
ADR.
popping.
Yeah. He was smoked as well, right? Because the tiny smoke also popped there.
Yeah.
So Hokori just going to the top side, get some vision out. Invoker wants to finish his Vessel. That's going to be a pretty big item. Not that good against Slark, but really good against the Razor and the Mars.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire are
And they're just
scanning.
going to wait and play under their vision. Scanning Roshan just to make sure nothing sneaky is happening here with the Troll. And Lumiere shows top, so they've got to know now as mid lane, Show, having all of his mana, and damage drained, sorry, there, as we've got that Eye of the Storm and a Static Link doing wonders for 4DR. It does feel like Show quite often finds himself in these very forward positions. He's in aggressive spots, kind of similar to what we see from Schofield of Beast Coast, right? He's scouting, but if your team isn't around you to follow through, as Tavo, Arena Spear into Gardic, he could Fairy Fire and Winter's Curse this if he wants to. Onto the Mars he will. Still destroyed by that Sunray as goes to BLA. He's struggling here to stick on Vitaly because of the Pulse Nova and the Edict on him. Turns with a Split Earth, won't land it. Tossed up across. Supernova's down. Goes to BLA, still alive. Oh, the Lash thought he had him. Show trying to toss him onto that kill, but they can't get it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, if Vitaly actually clicked his Pulse Nova 2 times there, he would have got the kill onto Costabile, but not sure he realized what was happening, especially with the Tiny tossing him in.
And now the Troll thinking that he can fight
he's
in
in
this.
trouble.
He's speared. Good Tornado
Got
though.
an ulti.
Allows him to get a battle trance off. Lumiere turns and faces Tavo. Bulwark going. Ranged attacks from the Troll.
Tornado.
Finish it off. That Tornado,
That was
beautiful
a huge
reset.
tornado. Exactly. Or else Lumiere looked super dead there.
Show tosses the Razor in. Analog has a Cold Snap now ready and an Urn Charge. They're trying to Sunray heal Adriano there, and Gardic just going to get whacked by the Impetus shots. KJ with a maxed out Impetus damage. Does take him down, but loses his life as Vitaly picks up a double kill on the 2 supports.
Yeah, he came from the back and got the Phoenix, then the Ench.
Just devolving into scrappy team fighting here, aren't we? Back and forth, one pick off into another, trading hero for hero.
This was very interesting. You can see here the Wyvern getting gone on, then heals himself, and the curse comes out, but the Phoenix didn't actually stop. Like, that's weird. He's in range of the curse, but it doesn't stop the Sunray. Then you see Vitaly so low, Tiny tosses in the left strike. If you just turn it off and on, that Pulse Nova one time there, that Sark was dead. And if they could have got the Sark kill, we would be looking at a completely different situation right now. With the Lesh getting a huge amount of golden XP. This Sark is insane bounty at the moment. Level 14. Are they gonna try for this, Gary? Is this a good idea?
Split Earth lands.
Okay,
He didn't dodge,
they got
packed
the
or
stuns.
pounce. Shadow Dance goes to Beal. He's going to Tornado.
Missed it.
Misses. Analog. He whiffs their chance, and now the turnaround potential in. Ice Wall dropped. The Supernova onto Analog's head. Invoker pounced up, unleashed. He gets a Deafening Blast out there, but yeah, his Invoker's on cooldown. Can he Ghost Walk? Do they have Reveal? Are they going to be able to see him as he tries to slip away here? The
None of
dust from
dust.
KJ. There we go to spot the Invoker.
Is under attack.
You thought it was a cage. I just stayed
Wow.
free.
I mean, it was a very ambitious play, once again, from Hokori. I don't know how they were supposed to kill that Slark with just the Invoker and the Leshrac, but they tried, and they paid the price for it.
Space for Lumiere. Top of the net worth. Closing it on 10k. And he's going to have that BKB reasonably soon. That could be a big turning point here for them. Oh, a Philosopher's Stone going to be dropped into Gardic probably there as well. As Winter Wyvern nearly has Blink. Tiny nearly has Blink.
Interesting.
So we're going to have this, trifecta of huge items for the Radiant. The BKB, the double Blinks.
Yeah, I wonder what he's gonna do with this Blink as well. Who's he gonna curse? There isn't like a clear target that you can curse, and with someone else they're gonna die. So it's gonna be some kind of like a setup stun usage from Gardic.
Yeah,
I
guess it's
honestly
either-
would have preferred if you went for like Arcane Boots and Glimmer Cape, to be honest. Just keep your teammate alive, especially with the Mars Arena.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, it's got to be the setup or reset, right? Like if your troll gets static linked, you maybe curse up the Razor, run away, reset, and
That's
go
true.
back in.
We will probably see a Razor with the Sanjin Yasha at some point, and that's gonna suck for the curse. Status resist is the best way to deal with that.
Yeah, looks like he's got it queued up after that BKB. I mean, everyone's coming out with some pretty huge items. Now, Slark's going to have his S and Y pretty soon. Is he 3 gold away? Interesting, he's bringing out the Ogre Axe and the Belt of Strength, but he's 3 gold away from the recipe for
He's
the
gonna
Sand.
send it back.
Yeah, he's going to have to.
Just slight
Premature.
misclick.
Premature courier usage. Oh, I like
What's
that
Ench
little-
got? Look at her build. It's so funny. 2 fluffy hats and rushing drums, no boots whatsoever.
No Boots Gaming.
No boots gaming. I mean, it's nice. Like, actually, nowadays when I see enchantresses, they don't skill up the impetus. They just max out enchant and then the nature's attendance. Especially since 7.29, they buffed the wisp and the healing from it. So he's opted for the impetus instead. He feels like, okay, this early into the game, I feel like I can do a lot more damage if I skill this up. And he has been doing a lot more damage. It's just not a whole lot of healing for his allies early game, which I think the healing is actually more valuable early game.
Than the damage, yeah. I guess it, it helped them out in the laning stage and did definitely counteract a lot of this, Winter Wyvern and Tiny's movements.
Well, we'll see what happens here, but this Razor SG, I think they need to get a little bit more going in this early game, because I do feel the mid-late game, Hokori, they're going to look a lot stronger. They've already hit their BKBs. The Leshrac is going to have like Pipe and Greaves, where SG, they don't have those utility items once again in their draft. So the Slark doesn't have a lot of boost on him. No Solar Crest either. I mean, that must be one of the best items that you can buy for your Slark.
It's got to be.
And no one's getting that. He went for the drums instead on the Ench. It's okay. It's good amount of like burst, attack speed, and movement speed in a fight. But I imagine the Slark would prefer to just have that permanent Solar Crest on him.
Do you feel like it's a big problem when you're picking Mars that you do kind of forego the tanky aura builder? You think about a lot of the other offlaners, whether it's Beastmaster the last patch or Centaur, some of these other ones.
I think so. I think Mars just feels so underwhelming lately.
Like, okay, you duels, you arena, you spear, you get a kill on El Misho, and what do you turn this into? Mid-tier 1?
You never felt
It's very... It's
Can't do
100
Roshan,
HP.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah, Roshan damage is so sad.
Has fallen.
So try and get a stranglehold on this map, get some deep ward coverage going. Take
What are
over
tips
that
for
radiant
Tavo?
triangle.
Tavo must have said something really funny. I'm telling you, like, I've been in these situations, and when you get like random tips like that, and it's not because of a big play, it's because someone said something really funny, like it for the team. Maybe you're just cursing your opponent.
What do you reckon? He said, "Let's go do Roshan," and they all laughed at him.
Nah, that's probably like mean. I don't know, something goofy for sure.
Dire's
Okay.
bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, Wyvern and Lesh. They were kind of in position there if SG wandered down towards that bottom lane. Still making a nice little spot
No, they got the
there for the
DD.
troll.
Oh, the 20-minute top rune DD.
Seriously?
Spawn into Roshan for a team who can't do Rosh. Name a more iconic duo.
Man. They got a Hellbear there as well. Attack speed from the Swiftness Aura. And yeah, there's no reason for Hokori to believe this is happening either, is there? They're smoking, they're moving, but they've got no idea that Costabile just grabbed up that Aegis. And
Yeah,
that dire
and they're
scan
smoking up, but it's
feels
just
them
way
coming.
too late. Yeah. I mean, it's like... So Dota players have this calculator in their head, It can't be explained what it is, but from Hokori's feeling, they're like, there's no way these guys can finish Roshan in time. But they never accounted for the potential double damage at 20 minutes. So when they smoked up, they're like, all right, let's go fight, and then boom.
You just never expect
It's
it.
already dead. It's already dead because they had a DD. They didn't account for that.
Oh, yeah, this was meant to be their time. The tiny blink. Oh, Costabile spots him. Tiny blinks off to the left. And yeah, gonna give up on that chase. Yeah, that was your Troll BKB, Winter Wyvern, Tiny Blink daggers. And they just have to move back and try and D-ward. Guard it, gets rid of some of the vision here from SG. Slark with Aegis now.
Michelle?
You struggled to kill him before. Slark
What you
straight on the
doing?
tail of the Tiny. Time to get some of those essence shift stacks. He's up at
Another pound.
5 so far, and it's about
Toss
to
him
be
out.
6.
Get him out of there.
Beal tossed back. Tiny still alive. Into the arena we go with a spear on Vitali. Impetus shots landing. They're going to burst through Costa Beal's first life with a nice cold embrace. They save the Lesh for a second, but the Impetus, that pure damage, they rip him to shreds. They've got El Micho down. Theo does lose his life, but SG come out strong. A 2 for 1. And Razor wants the third. An unstoppable Adriano. 6-0-3.
Radiant's top tower
Moves in to find that Winter Wyvern.
Yeah, and it all started with El Micho trying to nuke the wave down top and getting caught up by Costa Beal. Costa Beal also saves his Aegis there, which is the right call because this is a fresh Aegis. You don't want to be losing it right away just because you're hitting a Leshrac. So he pops his ulti, gets out. And this Ench with the Impetus build, you know, it's working out. It's working out. Get those kills. She's got level 3 Aegis attendance now too.
Counter the cold embrace with max impetus, yeah.
Yeah, pure damage on the...
Oh, Wyvern. Okay, just going to throw some Splinter Blasts. Are we thinking of fighting here as Hokori? Oh, the blink
They're
away
just
from the
trying to slow
spear.
things down.
Arctic Burn is about to wear off, and Slark is right on top of guarding. They get off the cold embrace
stack.
EMP. And Costa Beal out of mana now. The Pulse Novas come in. Yes, he gets the kill, but that Aegis has popped. Adriano lurking on the right-hand side. Invoker, Tiny, ready to go in with a combo if they want to make the jump with the Avalanche Toss. There it is with a toss on a creep and an Avalanche in onto Slark. Leshrac still trying to push damage forward, but a great arena is going to zone them inside. Now Enchantress with the Impetus hits back in. Vitali in trouble, and where's the Troll Warlord? He's wandered into the fight now. Still yet to use his BKB. A toss on the Enchantress, going to give Lumiere a freebie on her. KJ cleared up.
Ouch. I don't know why, but watching that troll just smack the Ench in the face, like, hurt me. It actually physically hurt me. I don't know why.
But with that, though, Aegis and a 1-for-1 trade, that final bit of the fight, you know, Hokori got to feel decent about it.
Yeah, I think going on to that Wyvern, they thought it was a good play, but then the cold embrace just actually healed for enough where Costa Beal stood there to die. Right? He didn't want to use the Shadow Dance and have that wasted if in case he does that with the Aegis and he won't have it back up again, putting himself in a very awkward position, and that gave Hokori a very big opening. And the troll wasn't even there. That's the worst part.
And now this smoke, this is like a game-defining smoke from Hokori. Oh, SG going to be very fortunate. They do pop it.
Okay.
So it feels like if Hokori there get like 2 or 3 kills, you know, bottom tier 1, tier 2, they open up the map. That's where their lineup really starts to take over.
We got an Aghanims on Costa Beal. I love this. I think this is one of the best items you can buy on this hero, especially against Leshrac, because it lets you get out. Very long jump. Just being able to have 2. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, you can afford to do things like that when you have Ags.
I don't know why I found that so funny. Just watching the Slark teleport across the map. Oh, jeez. These pounces. I heard a Sunstrike getting launched out somewhere. I don't know, a scouting one or what's going on. But SG, yet again, moving into Radiant side of the map, closing in on them. El Micho hiding in the trees, looking to defend that bottom, the top tier 2 tower.
They got a nice word here from Hokori on the side, near the triangle area, that the Enchantress' sentry missed. So maybe they can do something with this. Oh, it flies right out. All right.
Flies right over the arena. Fair enough.
Got a
Costa
blink
Beal.
her still.
Careful, Slarky. They're trying to hold the high ground. 2-man avalanche. Toss the illusion, though. El Micho, not what he really wanted there.
No, it was not. That would have been the best fight for Hokori because the arena has been wasted. If you could have got tossed back on a real hero there, they could have opened up that fight very easily.
Oh, maybe now.
Still bottom though.
Maybe now. There's the toss back. Razor into the split earth. They catch Adriano. Troll Warlord trying to sprint forward. They got the static link going on to Vitali. Razor thinking about fighting. Slark has come across the map to rejoin as he's invis, hiding near the Tiny.
Such patience there from ADR not to pop his BKB and run in or just pop his BKB and get out. I think he must have realized Analog was not nearby and there wasn't any threat of him actually dying there. So holds it, gets healed right back up by the Ench, and Analog, he needs a little bit more gold for this BKB before they want to fight.
But that ward you mentioned, so good. Oh, unfortunately though, coming in with a spear. Vitali trapped up against the trees and pounced upon. The Winter's Curse onto Adriana. The Supernova's still going though. Push back the Slark with a deafening blast. Vitali still up and running.
Still alive.
Greaves off cooldown in a few seconds, but now the arena. Tarvo, he wants the Lashrak real badly. Yules himself up. El Misho down as Adriana finds the Tiny. The Cold Embrace. It's just delaying that inevitable death of the Lashrak. And SG
my God,
with a
that is...
good couple of kills.
You're talking about inevitable kill into a Leshrac. Now the Slark has a bunch of stacks. Plus 60 agility on him. Just pounding into that Cold Embrace target. Troll also popped the BKB there. He did not decide to use the battle chance.
Got it.
Mars
D-Ward and blink away. Hello, spear
Mars,
back.
Tavo?
Troll Warlord now under the pounce, and the Slark starts battering into him. Adriana with his BKB. They've got battle trance on the Troll, but he doesn't particularly want to use it here, but he has to under his tier 3 tower. Needs to fight. They yules him up. He's not going to come out of the base. The pounce in from the Slark. We're going to clear through Lumiere. He's dead. He does have buyback, but SG, they're on your front doorstep now, clearing through these tier 2s. Good earn as well. Saves up Theo. Tarvo jumps in, wanting to play with him. And Slark pouncing away with his... Well, what is the range on that? 1200 distance pounce.
Yeah, it's very, very far. This is like an actual core item on Slark. It looks like a meme at all, but if you want to carry a game with Slark, you're going to need to get this at some point. Because it lets you just go in and out of fights so much easier, gives you good stats. And you can see how pesky he is. I can't believe in that last fight, the Troll got so close to getting out. Just popped his ulti. Should've just died.
Agi stacks 100 Agi for the Slark from the Essence Shift. He does get cursed. They yules up the Lesh. No spear or anything just yet. Meatball dropped onto him. Costabil still fine though. Pounces away after getting a snipe on the Leshrac.
Yeah, pounces are halfway across the map essentially after killing him.
Yeah, back
to top he goes. Yeah, push the lanes out, get more towers. I mean, SG, this is where they're going to start building up that lead. They got this Essence Shift stacks on the Slark, sitting on 96 right now, agility. And you just kind of want to keep Hokori contained.
Yeah, 3,000 health on the Slark as well, so it's not as if you can straight up burst him. El Misho barely tickles him with an avalanche and a tree toss. So what do you do as Hokori? You're kind of trying to fight outside your tier 3s, you're defending your tier 2 towers. But it
you gotta get someone who is not the Slark with the toss-back play from El Misho. And they also need this Razor to get the hell off the Troll Warlord, because these static links are not possible for Troll to deal with.
And they're going to be contending with a Slark BKB now as well, so it's not as if that Leshrac counter is going to be as effective anymore. An analog kind of split pushing bottom lane, just trying to force their hand here of SG, but they've spotted the Tiny down in that bottom jungle. Tarvo again with that Yule Scepter spear, the force staff from El Misho, TPing home. Ooh, beautiful.
He'll take that, and that's a lot of space for Lumiere now to get, by a lot, I mean, he can go push out one wave and get out.
One wave.
But better than sitting in the base and doing nothing. To get some information. They should smoke up, I think, and try to go topside and maybe get a pick off on someone up there. Because you do see the Phoenix bottom. He's going to try to go on this, isn't he? He saw the dive come off from the Phoenix.
They're smoking into him, yeah. They're going for that pick off, and Roshan is alive. So if they get a kill, maybe chain it into 2 kills here, they could pop into the pit. There's the blink. Avalanche toss. Combo up. Phoenix down. SG might have to buy back on that, and Theo will immediately put himself back into action with a TP to the tier 2 mid lane. Static link there. There's a tornado. They've got to run the Troll away, but he's trapped inside the arena now. He has the BKB. The Winter's Curse. It comes out. This is just full disengage mode, though, from Hokori. The Troll lost so much damage. 158. Sapped away by the Razor. And Winter Wyvern are going to TP it back. So that's a pretty good move in. Force the buyback. Disengage. And it's all going to be about the Roshan, which they scout with the Sunstrike.
Oh, that is so big for SG now, because Hokori are not going to come out and fight with those BKBs being on cooldown. So just being able to do this rush is going to be huge. They are going to smoke up still.
They have to.
It's very scary. This is very, very scary.
They have battle trance. Troll with Basher Maelstrom, the toss back Mars into the split earth. Tavo, Sunstruck. Mars is down. He's going to buy back. SG want in. El Misho, though, stuck there down in the river with a Slark. He's being pounded, and the anti-stacks are building up for Costa Biel. As they'll find... Oh, Adriano dies! He tried to wrap around behind them. His monster kill streak now gone. Tornado onto the Slark. Mars jumps in. Yules up onto the Troll Warlord. Doesn't have Arena, but a spear will catch out Lumiere, and the Slark can start to go to work. No BKB, no Battle Trance, and no Troll Warlord. Down for 80 seconds. They've lost their Lash on the Tine, and they've got the Invoker as well. Inside the pounce, the double pounce from Costa Biel. A double kill, and Roshan cracked wide open as they are 5 heroes alive. And there's no way Hokori buyback here.
I mean, those buybacks from the Mars and the Razor are so clutch there, just to be able to join right back in the fight. They know how valuable the second Roshan is, so they're playing with those buybacks. What happened to ADR was he followed the Troll Warlord with the Link, but then the Invoker plus the Troll and then the Alacrity on top of the Troll was enough to just delete the Razor. So the later this game goes, the less damage, you know, the Troll's actually losing, right? Because he's going to be building into damage. Plus, he can count on the Alacrity to give you a bit of extra damage as well. And that's how he was able to be killed off. And Costa Biel in the back, he was just building stacks on the Tiny. And he's got so much agility right now, Gary. 120.
Oh, yeah, that's nothing.
Look at his armor. Holy crap.
41 armor. Oh, on the Arena onto Vitaly means Costa Biel can just go straight onto Lesh. Dead without buyback. El Misho's in there with a Ghost Scepter. He can try and force Staff himself away, but they pounce onto a bigger target. The Winter Wyvern does manage to disengage. But tier 3 time for SG. Reaching high ground. They want the barracks. Yeah, you can see this Troll like foregoing any kind of Sanjin Yasha or anything like that. He is Maelstrom, Basher, MKB. He wants all of these damage sources to try and mitigate what that static link does to him. Bit of a cold snap. Just Dark packed it off.
First
I don't want to fight without their Lesh.
He is very close to the Scotty now too on the Slark. Just 1,000 more gold. And he's going to have so much more HP. Getting close to being impossible to bring down. They really need this Razor to mess up with this Link play one time. But ADR, you know, he's an excellent player. He's not going to link somebody else in the fight. He's only going to look for the Troll Warlord.
Troll. I mean, they do have a Force Staff on the Wyvern and the Tiny, so these double forces could be the saving grace. As El Misho, he's jumped in but misses out on Tavo, tosses the Slark away. Analog force to BKB as Vitaly just gets jumped and stomped by the Centaur, bashed and killed. Lumiere didn't pop his BKB either, so getting caught up against the side of the arena. They're forced to Tornado and, again, just run away. They can't face off against this SG side. They're so tanky. The three, you know, it's the trio core. This 3,000 HP Razor and Slark and the Mars with about 2,500. Insurmountable amounts of HP. The Hokori just can't break through. And Slark has Aegis. He's got 8-second BKB. Okay, chip away at him all you want, but they're just going to go for a second lane. What's being delivered? That's a Skadi for Slark, isn't it? Coming on Courier. Yeah, he drops his treads into his backpack.
They killed the Skadi.
Get the Courier, so Skadi down.
Minus 5,000 gold.
So he's now even with the Troll?
Here. You cannot. They gotta fight. They got the Leshrac alive. They cannot afford to lose the second side of Rax. But where is Lumiere?
He was farming one extra camp. I think he was finishing off his MKB. I don't know. He's coming back in now. Adriano has BKB'd. Slark can pounce away from this, no problems. Tossing a catapult onto Tavo. Force the arena. Tornado misses though from Analog. Ice wall down, but Slark jumps in. Analog with his BKB out. They split Earth. Goes to build Slark. They're still holding Aegis though. They spear the Tiny deep and away. BKB Troll, but a Supernova on the high ground with a Sunray. They need to focus this down as quickly as possible. Bring the egg down and now save Lumiere. Get him out of danger. Good Winter's Curse will slow things down, and the Sunstrike coming means Mars drops. He's dead for 100 seconds. Costa Biel is going to find the Tiny kill, sure, beyond good like Slark, but now your push has been halted.
Oh wow, that Depth Shroud from the Slark, his shard. It just healed him for so much just sitting in there, and he still has that Shadow Dance available. So they do get the 2 kills on SG, but I want to say, Hokori, that's not enough, especially after killing the Courier. This Slark is fighting without 5,000 of his gold, plus another 1,800 in his bank, because that Scotty is dead. He's pretty much got the same amount of items as the Troll does. I mean, the Troll doesn't have his MKB finish either. He's going to have that soon.
Is the troll thinking about buyback here? Do you want them to just buy out items?
No, you can't. You need to buy your items for sure.
Yeah.
I think if you hold for buybacks, you're just lacking so much damage, and then even if you do buy out, you're probably just dead. The way he's dying is not because he's getting bursted without getting his spells off. He's dying because they're chasing him down with the Razor Link and such, and he's just constantly running away. Buybacks are good if you're like being bursted by your opponent and they need to like launch all these big spells at you right away. But he needs his MKB.
Desperately. I mean, it's pretty close now, right? 50 gold or so.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Clear out
Aegis
that
is
bottom
going to be
wave.
out now too.
So things potentially culminating in Hokori having a chance to fight again around that next Roshan. Oh, I just have this feeling for SG, when Mars is alive, they group up together again. You know, I don't know, do you go top lane or do you think about playing down bottom lane and kind of drag the attention from Hokori away from Roshan?
You're going to have to set up for the Roshan soon. I don't think you can really drag the attention when... Wait, analog? Okay. You can't really drag the attention if you can't really delete the Roshan very quickly with your heroes, right? SG, they're going to look to win a fight first. So playing topside, you know, getting them off this triangle area, taking the Ancients away from the Troll Warlord will continue to keep this Troll underfarmed. And then you can like kind of chase them into the bottom side and kill them off.
Hokori, pretty much as ready as they're ever going to be. Aghadim's Invoker, 1,000 gold away, might be another milestone item for them. But the SG boys, they're like, okay, Theban said what we need to do, let's follow the plan. Group up top, move into that Radiant Triangle. Kostabil is going to realize that there's vision here. Yeah. Something we haven't really touched on too much is, Kostabil, the ability to know that vision is around.
Lumiere got netted by the Ench Creep.
Oh god, speared as well. Pouncing in, using him up, diving forward, Theo. He's looking for that Lumiere troll. Oh god, he's going to have to battle trance, isn't he? He's popped his BKB, he's run out of the arena. The Witness Curse holds Kostabil in place. El Misho bought enough time for the troll to disengage, but they're going to lose both supports on Hokori. Lashrak also slain, and he doesn't have a buyback. So Melirak's top is done for.
They're going to have to play for bottom. They don't have BKB, they're on the Troll Warlord. It's like every fight is just this troll BKBing and running from the Razor.
Would you wish they had a Lotus or a Lincoln's? Like maybe one of these Force Staffs could have been one of that instead. And Lash, I guess he will have buyback in 40 gold, but by that time he's probably respawned already anyway. And Kostabil here. He is just shredding through your buildings. Tornado does very little. Glyph slows things down. But SG really in a perfect position here with Arena back in 5. Tavo is smoked. And he knows he can pull the trigger to jump straight onto one of these buyback heroes whenever he wants to. Spamming out Ice Wall, Deafening Blast, but there it is. The jump from Tavo. Misses the spear though. And Lumiere without BKB still going to die. No buyback and gone for a minute and a half. SG have killed off the position 1. Tiny Ghost Scepter, but Mega Creeps are going to start coming. And with a 24k lead, it looks like this one is pretty much just done. The Slug has done work. Kostabil has carried the game. Into the fountain we go. Take down the Lashrak beyond godlike Kostabil. And he's hunting for everybody else. Adriano with that double kill and GG's forced down. Game 3, here we come.
Game 3. I mean, this was a very interesting showing. I love, at the end of the day, this Razor last pick did very well against the Troll Warlord. But if we look at Hokori's lineup, what was the core issue? They didn't have a secondary core, essentially. Like, that was actually their core issue. The Troll was the only threat, and SG, as soon as they link up the Troll Warlord, who the hell's dealing damage in their lineup? Invoker was cost Wex, so he still needs a lot of farm before he can do damage through his Exor. And then the person who was supposed to be the secondary carry is a Leshrak, and he died solo to the Slark. And then he died again, and then he just kept beating over and over after that. And I think that's the biggest problem for Hokori. Vitaly, he had a very bad game. He was 4-12, and they just couldn't get the second